I look back pretty frequently to see where everybody is. And, I did think it to where double play depth would be, but man, like there's so much advancements we've made and, shifting people, and you never second guess what your coaches do. Right. So, I feel like that's going to work a lot more than it doesn't. And I would never second guess Vance Wilson. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. It's a sign of the times, and the numbers don't lie.
What did you think of your stuff overall? It seemed like you had really good command for this early.
Yeah, felt like I haven't been that good in a long time. The strikeouts weren't showing it, but I was getting some pretty weak contact for the majority of the game. I think Jose Ramirez was really the only hard hit ball, and that was a mistake in the first inning. And we made adjustments to, my changeup wasn't really there today, so made adjustments to what we had, and the slider and the curveball were fantastic. So we strayed away from the changeup. I'll work on that leading up to my next start, and hopefully that'll be there too, and we'll have a full repertoire.
Thanks, Danny.
Yep.
Danny, how much of an advantage was it working with Salvi back there tonight for you?
Yeah, it felt like home, man. It felt like home. All the other guys who I've been throwing to over the last year and a half, year and a half, are great. I love Cam Gallagher. I love Valoria. The way those dudes call the game, Nick Dini. I mean, I can name a lot of dudes who got behind the plate for us, and they're all extremely prepared. So, but having Salvi back there felt like home.
And then did you feel like, at that kind of breaking point in the fifth, do you feel like you could go more? I know no second guessing for you, but what did you feel like in that situation?
I always want the ball. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Danny, what was on that subject? What was kind of the plan coming in on how far you could go? Was it a pitch number? Was it a number of batters? What were you kind of armed with from the coaching staff as to what the plan was?
You know what, man? I got up to 90 pitches in the last sim game, including the 2 innings that I threw in the bullpen. And, people who know me know that I go all out, whether it's in the game or in the pen, if you got to, build up your pitches and whatnot. I got to 90, felt like I was, right on track where I needed to be. But at the end of the day, that's not my call.
Everybody good?
Yeah. I got another one. Go ahead, Sam.
Danny, I hear what you just said, right, about you go all out no matter what. But when you're out there on the mound tonight here, like in that atmosphere, did it feel like a normal game? Did you have to play mind games with yourself to get you up for an opening game? How did it feel out there?
I felt like every other game I've ever played, just a little less noisy. I don't need any, fabricated adrenaline when I get the ball. I feel like I'm pretty primal. So I don't need any extra. But, we miss the fans, man. I don't want to discount that, but I had no problem getting locked in.
Danny, there have been demonstrations all throughout baseball, right? With the opener, with the Black Lives Matter movement. Can you just give any thoughts on what was said amongst your team and what the feelings and emotions were during that?
Yeah, it's something that I think needs to be recognized, man. I, as a dude who, I'm a Caucasian guy. I feel like it needs to be known that a lot of people definitely don't have the same opportunities that we have. I think that's an important message to get out. However you want to get that message out, you got to do it. I think that's something that's pretty important right now. And, I'm glad we're doing it.